G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Walker. Thank you for watching my stupid content. I really do appreciate you being here. Six Nations final round. Ireland versus Scotland. The Triple Crown is on the line, or was on the line. And Ireland is still alive to win the Six Nations Championship, depending on the results of the England versus France game. And with a bonus point win here, Ireland, it means that France has to beat England. A draw will see Ireland win the championship. Ireland has secured a Triple Crown following this win. And during the game, you can notice the pressure, the Triple Crown, the Six Nations title on the line. It did play into the Ireland a little bit. There was a lot of small mistakes, some uncharacteristic mistakes, uncharacteristic errors for the Irish team. That's something that the smoothness of the Irish attack was definitely not as we saw from the first couple, the first round, that maybe even the game against the All Blacks from Ireland, especially a game at home. You would expect Ireland to completely just run away with the game. It took the Ireland all the way to the final minute of the game to get that bonus point, that very, very important bonus point for the Irish team. And the Scottish team has played well this game. There was a bit big news coming out of this week that Finn Russell wasn't playing 10, and the reason was apparently he was told to not go partying after beating Italy last week, but he did, disobeying the team, really let the team down. So as a result, he got dropped to the bench. And interestingly, when he did come off the bench, he was put on at outside center. So Chris Harris came off and Finn Russell did not play 10. So that just shows how much Townsend wanted to make a statement for disobeying the team directions. Russell had a bit of disagreement with Townsend a couple years ago as well. As a result, he was not selected a couple years due to personal disagreements between the coach for playing styles. And I do think that the ego needs to go for Finn. It's just, if you're told to not do something, you should just not do something. Like you're not the, you have the responsibility of the team to look after. And if you're told to do something for the team, you should make that sacrifice for the team and not be selfish and get wasted in Italy. And also, there was a bit of a controversy from the referee when Barnes, there was a point where Showman ran into Ian Henderson, fending off Henderson with his forearm, hit Henderson in the face. No yellow card, no red card. Something that was really interesting because one of the Scottish team players, Duhan van der Merwe, a couple weeks ago and during club rugby, he tried to fend off a defender and he smacked the defender on the face with his forearm as he's fending off. Red card, 3-match ban, and as a result, he was not able to play in this match. So for Showman to not even get a yellow card for pretty, I would say, similar offense, not exactly the same, but similar offense, is quite interesting. So we're going to see a lot of news come out of that for Barnes' decision. Whilst the commentators did say that this was the right decision, under the current guidelines of World Rugby, any contact above the neck is a cardable offense. So yeah, really interesting. We shall see how the news spin this. But Barnesy, the effing cheat, is at it again. Controversy. So overall, the Scottish team came out pretty strong. Blair Kinghorn, the number 10, did show his lack of experience at 10. Whilst his kicking game was quite good, really accurate, but his ball handling was a little bit, was a bit shocking at times. The Scottish forwards did really well in defending the Irish forwards in the mauls. They put a lot of scrum pressure in the Irish scrums, forcing quite a number of penalties out of the Irish scrum actually. So it was very, very good work there. The thing that let Scottish team down is just little errors. Whilst they did have really good kicking game from Kinghorn, especially from Stuart Hogg, the follow-up on the kicks was just not there for the Scottish team. Maybe Duhan van der Merwe missing in the game. It did see that there was really lack of follow-up on those kicks. Really kind of like let the team down a little bit there. For the Irish team, they were visibly shaky at times due to the pressure. They really wanted to get that 3-try bonus point win, and you can see it. They're just that, that pressure was led to a lot of little errors there. The 4-pack was under a lot of pressure by the Scottish team in the set pieces, and eventually there was a lot of uncharacteristic errors, like, the Irish team had a try where they went over the line from a maul and was held up because they didn't transfer the ball back to the ball receiver. Just little things like that you don't really expect from a team that has been drilled, has been known to be really clinical in these areas. To see that fall apart was, interesting to say the least. Also, eventually the 4-pack did pull themselves together for the Irish team, really put pressure on the breakdown, had that breakdown dominance, breakdown speed for Ireland's side. Johnny Sexton once again showed that experience, was able to, despite the mistakes, the errors, was able to be patient, still able to find a lot of good momentum for Ireland from using that fastball for the forwards as created. Eventually directs Ireland through 4 tries. So once again, the Johnny Sexton showed his experience on the field. Managed, we saw similar situations that kind of occurred to Ireland against France, where things kind of didn't go well and it just snowballed out of hand. This game, arguably, Ireland has made more mistakes at times, I would say, against France, but they were not. Johnny Sexton was able to not allow that snowballing effect to pile up against them, and as a result, the Scottish team were not able to score points despite having a early game ascendancy against Ireland. So really, really interesting stuff going on there. The final tally of the stats: 4 tries to 1, 542 run meters Ireland, Scotland 400 run meters. So Scotland had a lot of opportunity to score and not able to, and Ireland was able to stabilize the situation. 13 turnovers conceded for each side. Ireland 132 tackles, made 23 missed tackles, especially at the beginning of the game. There was just missed tackles everywhere. You can see the pressure getting to Ireland, and I was concerned. I was like, geez, it did not look good. The missed tackle count at the beginning of the game, Scotland had to make more tackles eventually, 168, only 10 missed tackles. World-class performance there for the Scottish team. So the lineouts, 12 lineouts for Scotland, 19 lineouts for Ireland, 1 lineouts lost for each side. 4 scrums at each. Penalties conceded, this is the telling part. 10 penalties conceded for Ireland. The Scottish penalties really kind of let themselves down, especially in the second half. 1 yellow card for, I think, Ben White. Or not, is it Ben White? I think it's Ben White. Yeah, Ben White for deliberate knock-on, just under pressure. Just stuff like that really let Scotland down quite a bit. Just discipline. The thing about discipline against Scotland is, out of the 10 penalties, 4 were scrum penalties. So if we have a look at the penalty count, 4 penalties considered in scrummaging. So the Scottish side was able to do a lot of work, really in those set pieces, really stepped up, I guess, for those set pieces, and also was able to stifle, disrupt a lot of those Irish mauls as well, not allowing them to get those easy points from those set pieces. And overall, the breakdown speed is probably what eventually won the game for Irish side. You can see here. Eventually you can see that the breakdown speed is a lot faster for the Irish side. Most of the breakdowns are less than 3 seconds, and the Scottish breakdown is visibly slower overall. So you can see that this is another game where the 4-pack, dominance really came down, but the Scottish side, I think, eventually, I do think that Finn Russell not playing at 10 was a big loss for Scotland, and having Van der Merwe out really made a big difference there as well. So let's go over the tries, recap the game quickly. 3 out of the 4 tries were scored by Irish forwards. Like I mentioned, right at the start, the Scotland was in the front foot. And Ireland was missing tackles left and right. I was very surprised to see that. Despite the dominance Scotland had for the first 15 minutes of the game, they were not able to convert that into any points. Eventually, Ireland were able to stabilize this position. Johnny Sexton, you can see, really like just able to stabilize the situation, stick to the game plan, find space for Irish team, build that forward momentum, getting Irish side inside the Scottish half, build that pressure. 60 minutes in, just repeated pressure from the Irish fullback. Dan Sheehan crashes through for the first try for Ireland, despite being under the pump for pretty much the first 15 minutes or so. And after that, the pressure, again, both teams had opportunity to score. Ireland was able to score the second try, despite having very few opportunities inside the Scottish half in the first half of the game. Again, the pressure was able to build quick breakdown speed, was able to allow Ireland get in the front foot. Ken Healy, pick and go from near the try line, gets over for the second try for the Irish side. And it's just one of those things where it really the execution, and maybe having Kinghorn at 10 hurt Scotland quite a bit. They did have more opportunity to score in the first, 30 minutes of the game than Irish team. But Irish were able to come out 2 tries to none in the first 30 minutes. It was till the 34th minute, finally the Scotland team was able to get over for their first try, getting themselves back into the Irish half. Showman, pick and go. He picked up the ball, did a bit of a dummy pass, just ran for the try line. He was only 5 meters short, crashes through. He gets tackled a bit short, extends over for the try, finally muscles over for a try for the Scottish team. And that's the half time. This was a kickable goal. The Scotland did not get that conversion. Again, maybe Finn Russell would have got this one. Hard to say, but yeah, halftime score, 14 points to 5, and this is something that's really a bit of a, Ireland also had an opportunity to kind of close out the first half with the try. They gave away a penalty. I think it was a scrum penalty, and basically the clock was up. I thought in a big match like this, Scotland should have gone for one. They're inside their own 22 with a penalty. They should have gone for another line out, for a 50-meter line out, because if they had gotten a penalty from a 50-meter line out, they could have gone away with another 3 points. The fact that they just kind of kicked the ball at the end of the game. Yeah. Anyway, something to think about there. If you wanted to, win a World Cup, it's small things like that that really is gonna make a difference. Just push that a little bit before halftime to try to close out the gap a little bit more. You are 14 points to 5 down. Opportunities like that shouldn't just be kicked out for halftime break. On the second half starts, again, both teams kind of came out pretty even in terms of contest. You talk about 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes for Ireland to eventually build enough pressure. Again, Scotland were able to disrupt a lot of the Irish attack for the first bit of the second half. Eventually, Ireland was able to finally pile up enough pressure. Van der Fleer crashes through for that third try for Ireland. And then after that, the final, 20 minutes of the game, you can see Ireland was really eager to try to get that bonus point. But you can see, it's one of those things where they want the games to kind of just end, but they also wanted to push that bit of extra for the bonus point try. It was a little bit of I don't know, it was really weird. There were times where it looked like they're walking towards their own penalties, kind of just looking like they're just trying to run the clock down a bit, and then but then they also wanted to get that bonus point. So yeah, I thought it was a bit weird in the last 20 minutes of the Irish performance, but eventually I think the reserves came on, kind of gave that bit of the boost the Irish team really needed, and really smashed out the end. 78th minute, it was almost they kind of finally made up their mind. They need that bonus point. The Irish team piled on pressure. I think they had a line-out penalty, and then they just crashed the ball. Conor Murray gets the ball, the veteran. He ran through 3 defenders to score this try. It was quite impressive for Conor Murray. He wrestles through 2 tacklers. A third tackler comes in, try to like hold him up. He wrestles himself down for that try. And you can see it. The Irish team was ecstatic. Everybody was just knew how important this bonus point was cheering. And it was really weird. I thought it was a bit bizarre. At times in the last 20 minutes, looked like the Irish was happy with just without the bonus point, and then finally kind of like kicked into that mindset of we need this bonus point win in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. So yeah, really good finish for the Irish team. Ben White gets a yellow card, didn't really help Scotland as well in the final minutes, just under a lot of pressure, deliberate knock on, professional foul, yellow card. And this was a win that Ireland really wanted. It was a win that is not the cleanest or prettiest win, but it was a win regardless. And Scotland, I think, Finn Russell. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this game, guys. Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys a bit later for the Grand Slam. And thanks, guys. See you later. Cheers.